The straps we used, they have hooks on them. So all we got to do is, pull the thing over and hook it to the hooks. So we don't have to take the straps up and down all the time and untie it all the time. And it stays exactly the way it's supposed to. Back into paracord. So that, we were out of straps, so. But it's calling for some really bad storms tonight. The wind has been getting stronger and stronger. A tree already fell up there somewhere, up the hill up there, so we took it down for the night. And that's all we do when a storm comes, is just unhook it and let it hang by the tree so that a tree won't fall on it and tear it up or rip the holes out that we hook it to. Because that'll happen. It'll tear your tarp up. Strong winds will tear your tarp up. And that is the advantage of using a tarp over a canopy. Because, well, you get more coverage area for one. This is a lot bigger than a canopy. And for two, a canopy you either have to hang upside down or you got to take it down and put it back up the next day so it don't get tore up and blown away. So I also took the hammocks down and put them closer to the tree for the night till these storms are over, and we covered our chairs so we don't have to carry them back in. And usually we have a tarp to cover our wood, but we're just starting again on the camping thing, so we have to get some new supplies that we haven't gotten yet, but we've been getting the wood together. So, anyways, another thing I wanted to mention too for people who don't know is when you're doing it, you hang 3 sides up really, really high as you can, and then the 4th one we hang way down there below the hammock cords, so that the rain, if it rains, or if anything falls out of the trees, it slides right on down and off so that it won't collect on the tarp and then tear your tarp up with weight and stuff or create a bubble. So one corner is usually always angled way down. A lot of people don't know that. They try to make it flat, and then it'll collect water and bust your tarp and stuff. So you want all the water to kind of collect down and slide right on down to one corner, whatever corner you prefer. So when I make my fire, I like to use pine needles and pine cones, as those are your lighter fluid. They're highly flammable. Also mountain laurel, if you can find any broken off, highly flammable. I like to layer my fire with newspaper or tissue. Usually tissue, because I'm always blowing my nose first thing in the morning, no matter what time of year it is. So a little tissue. Some very tiny sticks, about this big, broken up. Some pine needles, pine cones on top, and then layer that twice. Then I like to start using sticks, and I go up in size. So I start layering sticks, and a few more sticks, a few more pine cones and pine needles. I keep going up in size with the sticks. And about this size here, I start putting them in a teepee shape. And so that it'll breathe up through that teepee shape. I put a little bit of split wood too. We usually split them more so they're real, about this thick, split pieces of wood that I put around it. Once it falls, because it'll burn and collapse, once it falls from the fire after burning and collapsing, I'll add a piece like this, real dry, dried out wood, and then I will add something green to it. In this case, I'm using that. They say green does not burn, but it does burn, as you can see. But it does not burn up, which I like. Instead, what I find is that whole thing gets really, really hot. It holds the heat for a very long time. And you probably put wood 2 or 3 times before that thing burns up. So, that green piece of wood, I put a few green pieces around the fire to help make the center stay hot, hold the heat in there. That keeps the fire going nice and good, keeps the coals hot. It's great for cooking if you're cooking, but great for, adding more wood just to keep the fire going, because we use it even in the summer because smoke keeps the bugs down, keeps the animals away, stuff like that. So, we always have a fire, even when it's hot out. But that helps the smoke, create smoke. The green pieces do. And they don't just burn up, they don't catch flame because they're green. And they just a very slow burn and smoke. Really good to keep the smoke there, to keep the bugs out of the area. And then the rest is always dry wood, and you gotta have different sizes and shapes and stuff, otherwise it'll all collapse and smother out your coals. So you want to make sure as it's collapsing and falling down that there's always room to breathe. But that's what I do with my fire. Making minestrone for dinner. Pioneer style.
Smells good too,
Collecting rainwater. Nice little thunderstorm going on. Due to my beautiful leaving the tarp at an angle so it won't collect water. Corby is not happy about the storm. Been so dry that there's been mice in the RV eating the tops off our water bottles to drink the water. That's how dry it's been around here. As if we didn't have enough water bottles as it is. Which we don't for how long we got to be here, so this is great. Good water for cooking with and giving to the dogs, so we ain't got to give them our bottled water. Got that nice full container over there. We're gonna pour that into that one and let it fill up again. Then we're gonna put the tarp down and go in.
I ain't putting no tarp down.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, you are.
Hey, move the jug. Actually, empty the jug into there. Got our chair covered in a black trash bag for extra protection from the rain. Because sometimes the rain blows in sideways, so the chairs still get wet. And those black trash bags, the really big ones, are great for covering, folding up your chairs and covering them. And the chair